It's great to be here, everyone. I am Sid Probstein. I am the creator of SWIRL and the CEO of SWIRL Corporation, which uh, promotes and is expanding it into the enterprise. I've been lucky to work in search a few times previously at companies like Antibio, now better known as ServiceNow. But in particular, I'm focused on the scavenger hunt, and our team is obsessed with ending the scavenger hunt. You know what the scavenger hunt is. It's the less fun version of the thing we've sometimes done at birthdays or at parties. And it's particularly impactful for employees in the enterprise where they have many silos. They go from tab to tab, logging in, remembering how to use the search engine or query system, writing queries, downloading documents. And AI seems like it should be the perfect answer, but yet there's a problem. The problem is AI solutions, especially this first generation, require you to copy data into them. They're like databases. Your information goes in and you get insight out. That can be problematic in where you have complex security across multiple silos, compliance issues in regulated markets, such as sharing a departmental-owned resource with a corporate-owned resource, or simply verifying that a third party is okay to hold your data. When your information in landscape looks a little bit like this, the cost of duplicating data becomes hugely problematic, and ultimately it requires you to have a lot of technical and security capabilities. Not every organization is 100% ready to just do those things. And so that's why you see so many articles about the adoption of AI being slow or challenging. Swirl is different. Swirl is software you deploy anywhere in your environment, in your subscription, on your edge. It's 100% containerized. So information never leaves your environment or control, and that's really a key compliance issue. Another one is Swirl uses a zero trust model. There's no way to add documents to Swirl. It doesn't accept them. There's no indexing. It integrates with single sign-on, and so it's able to talk to the silos exactly the way the user does. In fact, it does so on their behalf, creating a very personal view. When Swirl searches or generates an AI insight, the way you would sort of creating a chat GPT for your data, it's your Outlook, your OneDrive, your email, your calendar, your files. Now, sometimes people say, well, okay, what does that sort of end up looking like? Well, here's a conversation with your data. Here's one that I have had recently. How much cyber insurance do we have as a company? I'm the person responsible. I bought the policy and I dropped it in OneDrive as one does. I don't remember exactly what's covered. Now, Swirl turns any LLM or GAI that's sufficiently capable into a powerful search assistant. We show it what the user is authorized to see. So when I suggest I'm looking for a policy of our companies, it comes right back and says that what might well be in OneDrive or SharePoint. I confirm that and I get the answer in less than a minute. That saved me at least 5 to 10 minutes because it's about a 50-page policy. There's also a second document that I would need to gather. It's referenced here actually, because in addition to the insight, I have citations. I can click those links and verify that this is all correct. And of course, that's part of building a trusted AI solution. You have to be able to verify the information. It's not just for content, though. Swirls works amazingly well and transforms that search assistant into someone who can help you navigate structured data. Ever come to a new job, flipped open your new laptop, and found 50 icons? Sure, we can understand what's under chat or email, but what's under Power BI or Tableau or some other business intelligence or reporting tool? There could be anything there. Swirl can generate answers to structured data questions like how much did we ship or how much did someone raise, what categories have been raising recently, even visualize it. But ultimately, you can click the link and go right into the silo. Swirl's secret special power is re-ranking. Swirl gets the results by using search APIs or query APIs, and then figures out using vector analysis and large language models what's the best result for the user's query. It's contextual and has that uncanny human feeling that you get when you're talking to ChatGPT. So here you can see Swirl re-ranking Google's results. You search for Red Hat acquires. You can do this right now. Most of the results will come back about Red Hat being acquired by IBM. If you use Swirl, which by the way, you can get running with 2 lines in Docker in 1 minute, you'd re-rank that result set and find all of the Red Hat acquisitions or even purchases because it knows that those words mean the same thing. It works amazingly well on Box.com and many, many other search engines. Here we find the search term in the title and boost it up from result 2 to result number 1. SWIRL can do this kind of conversation and search and re-ranking using any of the AIs or LLMs in the left-hand column and generate insights from the data platforms, enterprise applications, and web services you see here. Leaders like MongoDB, Google BigQuery, or Snowflake, enterprise applications, obviously M365, but also other popular ones like Salesforce, ServiceNow, Slack, and Atlassian. And what are the benefits of deploying SWIRL? Well, a global life sciences firm studied their supply chain team. They were struggling with information overload, too many reports, and different dashboards to use. They had a data science team on call effectively through a ticket system with a 2-week SLA, and they had the highest cost to answer questions and significant burnout in the team due to the problem of having to ask over and over again. With SWIRL, they switched 100% to a self-service model, and they saved 7.5 hours per employee per week. That's their own study. In particular, 4 hours with the navigation problem you can see in the lower right-hand corner. We've also helped solve these kinds of problems for secure services firms where critical help desk information needs to be brought together without actually merging the data, and a national technology service provider that's solving incoming requests from prospects in less than a few minutes with very high accuracy, and ultimately taking the humans out of the loop and letting them focus on the exceptional cases, right? When one of the great things about SWIRL is when an AI isn't confident, we can flag that and queue it for review, human review. We're here looking for enterprise proof of value opportunities for teams of departments of around 50 employees, particularly if they're reporting on and or making decisions using documents and databases from multiple silos, especially in regulated industries. Some of the use cases you see here, supply chain I already mentioned, lending is a big one, and leasing, awash in documents that are typically not in data models, with the goal of increasing productivity, reducing decision time, eliminating information gaps, and also increasing customer satisfaction. So I'll just pause here. I'd love to take some questions. I hope that all made sense.
Thanks, Sid. Good examples. I think a variety of sectors that hopefully people can see their applications. So a question about privacy, which is so important. Tell us a little more about that.
So I think it's been written about a lot that privacy is one of the biggest barriers to adopting AI. SWIRL is software deployed in your own environment. It's not a SaaS. We can host it for you if you like. For some applications, we're happy to do so. But when you're deploying it and it's going to have access to employee PII and potentially other sensitive information, it stays in your own environment, your corporate environment. So it's never leaving your firewall, so to speak. That term is not totally correct these days, but anyway, so let's call it the perimeter. And as a result, it's under the same controls that the current employee data is. So that's really compliant and should be much more reassuring to employees who might otherwise worry that their internal communications are being shared with a third party.
Great. And which areas within a company do you tend to work with? And what's the process for like user interface and things like that?
Oh, great question. So ultimately, we work with folks who have documents and databases. Supply chain is a very common one. Status reporting analysts are very common. Research teams, R&D teams, particularly both on the dev side. We have lots of folks who use us to look across multiple GitHubs, Atlassians, U-Tracks, and all the other things that the developers are otherwise manually going to. Those are all excellent use cases.
Okay, thank
you. In terms of the UI, in terms of the UI, you can use Microsoft
interface. Yes.
Microsoft Teams. You can deploy our user interface, or actually, since our product is designed with the APIs first, you can assemble a variety of different widgets and interfaces you can deploy on your existing applications.
Okay, thank you.